Well guys, midnight is under the knife again. You can see I got coolant all over the floor. And this thing has gotten a new water pump, a new thermostat, new lower radiator hose, new belt, new AC tensioner, new AC belt, new idler here, new tensioner for the main drive. And yeah, I got a new upper radiator hose I'm going to stick in here. I've almost got the job done. Now I've done videos on all these jobs before. I'll see if I can't link them at the end of this video, guys. So I'm not going to go through it again. I did a lot of this stuff on that 1500. It's the same thing. This is the 6.0. That was the 5.3. But they're pretty much the same deal. But yeah, anyway guys, I like to replace these clamps here with the worm clamps. I get these stainless ones at Tractor Supply that I like, so they don't corrode. But I did keep these ones. I looked for this new hose here so I could replace it. They don't have it in stock. I got another storm coming, so kind of got to get this thing back together. But yeah guys, it's well, the whole reason I'm doing this is because I had my heat spike up a few times, just like out of the blue. My heat spiked, like the thermostat stuck. That's what it felt like it stuck shut. I didn't really notice anything with the thermostat on the old water pump, but the old water pump by the weep hole, it did look like it might have been weeping something. But oh yeah, and there was a little bit of leak down by the thermostat. Like the thermostat was actually leaking a little bit when I tore everything apart. So I don't know, I hope this fixes it. I can't have an overheating truck while I'm plowing. It's probably one of the worst things you can have, is an overheating truck. So hopefully this is going to do away with overheating and maybe a bunch of problems here that I could avoid with some new parts here. But yeah, this thing's had a water pump. I imagine it might have had 2 water pumps. These water pumps usually go 100 and some thousand miles. So with 260 on it, I'm guessing it's had 2 water pumps at least. It was definitely clear that it had a water pump job because of the gaskets. I could see the gaskets were different than OEM, so it's getting another one, getting another water pump. So we can see if we can't get this thing to maybe 300,000 with this water pump. Anyway guys, I'm going to get this all buttoned together. Hopefully everything's good. Get it topped off with coolant. And back to plowing. Well, everything looks good guys. I don't see any leaks. Got her topped off. Looks like just in time for another storm. So I'm having a bit of a overheating problem. I didn't have this at first, but we've gotten some fairly big snowfalls and I've had to push the truck pretty hard. And it's still overheating. I put a new water pump in it, thermostat. I thought the thermostat might have been sticking, but that was not the issue. So I'm going to do a fan clutch. It's not that difficult a job to do. It's fairly simple with these trucks. You've got to take your air cleaner tube. All you need to do is just the tube there that bolts to the intake, and then you unbolt the shroud, the upper shroud. There's just 2 bolts on each side of it, on the front side, and then you've got push pins. There's one there and then there's one right there, and there's two like it on the other side. You pull them out. Those are push pins, just like the fender flares and stuff. All kinds of stuff on the truck. They're pretty similar. They're a little bigger than those, but they're really easy to get out. Then you've got to take your radiator hose. You don't got to take it off. You just got to pull it up out of the way. I've got another deal there that's for my dual batteries. That's battery cables. And you just kind of, well, you got to take it off the clamp there. And then you can kind of push it up out of the way, push it towards the motor, and you can get the shroud off. And here's the one I just pulled out. You can see it turns pretty free, and it's warm. It would just come out of a warm truck, not a hot truck, a warm truck. And you can see the new one is very hard to turn. This is supposedly the severe duty one. So hopefully this is going to stop my cooling issue I'm having with the truck kind of overheating while I'm working it. So hopefully this is going to help. 36 millimeter wrench fits on the fan clutch nut, and they make a tool. You can use a tool to get it off. I've always used a hammer and chisel to kind of pop it loose. Once you pop it loose, it's pretty easy. So you just unbolt it from this old one here. Put it on your new one. 17 foot-pounds is the torque on these bolts. They supply new bolts. And actually, there's a torque on this main nut too, 41 foot-pounds. I don't know how you get a torque wrench on it, but that's the torque here. Take your new one. You're going to screw that back on, same way this one came off, and put everything back together. Okay, so we got everything back together now. New fan clutch in there. Hopefully this is going to solve my problem. I'm going to fire it up here, make sure it's not hitting anything, and we'll see what she sounds like. Well, she's moving some air now, guys. I can hear that sucker moving some air, so hopefully that's going to solve my problem. Seems like when I run the truck over 2,000 RPM is when she starts climbing up. Sometimes it seems like it would just all of a sudden just start overheating, even just sitting. So hopefully this is going to solve the problem. And another thing, if you're overheating, you might try, especially when you got your fan shroud off, is to reverse flush all your radiator and stuff. Try to get that cleaned out, because you might have everything full of crud. Even if you just spray it front-wise, get everything kind of real nice and clean. If you're overheating, not many people clean their radiators out, but it's a good idea if you're overheating. So I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to see how it works out. Let you guys know. Well, guys, I'm happy to say that I think I got this cooling problem whipped. And I'm pretty sure the fan clutch was the fix. Even though I think my water pump was weeping a little bit, so it was probably getting ready to start leaking on me. I've been able to push the truck pretty good, and actually my transmission is even staying a little cooler than it was. And I mean, it's pretty obvious. You can hear that fan just moving way more air than the other fan. I have been chasing some leaks, little leaks from these clamps. I've changed all, like right there, all the big clamps and the big hoses, the upper radiator hose, lower radiator hose. I got stainless ones. And I've been chasing these, I've been leaking. And I've had to put a 1/4-inch ratchet and kind of tighten them down because they were all kind of leaking, even though I tightened them down with a nut driver, and I cranked them down. You don't want to go too far with those because you can strip them out. But I've been able to stop all the leaks. I don't see any more just by cranking down on those a little bit. But yeah, guys, it's doing good now. Like I said, I've been able to push it, and absolutely no overheating. Okay, so another thing that has stopped since all the water pump and new pulleys is an annoying squeal that I had. I'm not sure if it was a belt squeal or a pulley squeal or whatever, but that's gone. I kind of thought it was my new alternator that was squeaking, but appears to be it was not that. It was something else. But anyway, everything's new now. So real happy with the truck right now. Seems to be running good. So I guess that's gonna do it for this one, guys. I'll see ya.